We are living in an era of extraordinary technological advancement, yet in a remote corner of the world, there exists a tribe that has chosen to reject everything associated with modern civilization. No money, no electricity. They live in harmony with the natural rhythms of the seasons and the cycles of the rising and setting sun. They hunt and gather just as humanity's ancestors did hundreds of thousands of years ago. For millennia, they have preserved a way of life that the rest of the world has long forgotten. This video will take you deep into the mysterious, primitive life of these people. From hunting with bows and arrows to surviving in the wilderness, join me as we explore their unique existence. The Hadza tribe, living in the wilds of northern Tanzania, is one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer communities on Earth. Their way of life paints a vivid picture of how humanity's ancestors survived for over 200,000 years, entirely dependent on nature and untouched by modern production methods. The Hadza are considered one of the oldest human communities still in existence. Genetic studies reveal that they belong to one of the most ancient genetic lineages, with DNA tracing back to humanity's common ancestors tens of thousands of years ago. This not only makes them a unique part of human history, but also an important subject of study for anthropologists. The Hadza may hold crucial clues to human evolution, from how our ancestors survived, hunted, and gathered to their communal lifestyle in harmony with nature. Around 1,000 Hadza people continue to live isolated from the modern world, preserving their original culture and lifestyle. They do not farm, herd animals, or store food. Instead, they maintain their traditional hunting and gathering practices, a way of life that few in today's society could replicate. Hadza communities are typically small, consisting of 30 to 40 members who move continuously across the vast grasslands near the Great Rift Valley and Lake Eyasi. These lands provide an ideal wilderness environment for hunting animals such as antelopes, baboons, and smaller prey. Hadza men hunt daily, each carrying handmade bows and arrows crafted from wood and stone. Their bows, the primary hunting tool, are intricately decorated with unique patterns and bird feathers to stabilize the arrow during flight. These details not only improve accuracy, but also reflect the personal connection between the hunter and their weapon. Remarkably, Hadza boys, as young as 10 years old, begin to wield bows and arrows, hunting small prey like rabbits, squirrels, and birds. This practice not only teaches them hunting skills, but also serves as an early transmission of the tribe's culture and survival knowledge. Every morning, Hadza men climb tall trees to survey the land from above. From this vantage point, they rely on honed skills and generations of knowledge to track and hunt their prey. This process demands not only physical strength but also patience, perseverance, and a sharp eye for the faintest traces in the wilderness. The Hadza possess an extraordinary ability to track animal footprints and interpret their behavior in the wild. This is not just a survival skill, but an art form refined over countless generations. It is based on meticulous observation, acute sensitivity, and a profound understanding of nature, qualities that enable them to pinpoint prey and choose the optimal time to strike. When a Hadza steps into the wilderness, they become a living encyclopedia of zoology. A faint footprint in the grass, a broken twig, or a warm pile of animal droppings can tell them which animal passed by, the direction it went, and whether it is resting or fleeing. This skill is not taught through books or formal lessons, but is the result of thousands of years of accumulated experience, passed down from parent to child through real hunting expeditions. An additional highlight of their expertise lies in their deep understanding of animal behavior. For example, they know precisely when and where antelopes are likely to drink water, or how baboons react to perceived threats. Their hunting strategies rely not just on strength or speed, but also on tactics and patience, sometimes waiting for hours to seize the perfect moment. Hadza children begin learning these skills at an early age. They accompany adults on hunting trips, quietly observing how their elders read tracks, gauge wind direction, or interpret distant sounds. Over time, these lessons become ingrained in their instincts, turning into natural reflexes that they pass on to the next generation. A unique Hadza hunting technique involves coating arrow tips with poison derived from desert tree sap, which helps to quickly incapacitate large prey such as antelopes or baboons. Another innovative method is their use of fire, a technique that combines creativity with deep ecological understanding. In the vast wilderness where prey can be elusive, fire is used to flush animals out of hiding, creating an effective hunting strategy that interacts intelligently with nature. This technique is executed carefully and deliberately. The Hadza often select areas with tall grass or dense shrubs where animals like antelopes, rabbits, or small game often hide. They set fires upwind, allowing smoke and flames to spread, forcing the animals into open spaces where hunters lie in wait with their bows. This process requires not only skill, but also knowledge of wind patterns, fire speed, and animal habits to ensure success without causing significant ecological damage. The Hadza make fire using traditional friction methods, employing a hard wooden spindle and a softer wooden base. They place the spindle vertically on the base and rotate it rapidly between their palms to create friction, generating heat and a small ember. This ember is transferred to dry tinder such as grass or bark and gently blown to ignite flames. This technique requires patience, dexterity, and an intimate understanding of the materials in their environment. Before and after each hunt, the Hadza perform rituals or sing songs. These are not merely traditions, but a way to connect with nature, a bond they regard as central to their tribe's existence. Before embarking on a hunt, the hunters often gather to perform songs or rituals that are meant to bring good fortune. The melodies echo across the savanna, not only uplifting their spirits, but also serving as prayers to the spirits of nature, asking for permission and blessings. These songs, passed down through generations, often celebrate the animals they hunt, creatures they see as companions in their survival journey. After a successful hunt, rituals of gratitude to nature are an essential part of their practice. The Hadza view their prey not just as food, but as a precious gift from nature. They sing songs to honor the animal's sacrifice and express gratitude to the environment for maintaining balance and generously sharing its resources. These songs are both a tribute and a reminder of their responsibility to their surroundings. These rituals are performed with solemnity and sincerity. For the Hadza, hunting is never merely about taking a life, but is seen as a sacred exchange between humans and nature. Through these practices, they remind themselves and future generations that life is a connected circle where every element must be respected and preserved. While the men hunt, Hadza women venture into the forest daily to gather roots, wild fruits, and tubers. These plant-based foods make up about 80% of their diet, providing stable nutrition for the group, especially during days when hunting yields little to no results. The remaining 20% comes from wild game meat and honey, critical supplements that the men either hunt or collect from wild beehives deep in the forest. Remarkably, the Hadza drink water directly from muddy pools, small ponds, or even natural underground springs without concern for bacteria or parasites. Their immune systems have developed remarkable resilience over thousands of years, enabling them to survive under harsh natural conditions. Not just their immune systems, but also their digestive systems have shown extraordinary adaptation to the wilderness. Studies on their diet reveal that the Hadza possess an exceptionally diverse gut microbiome, which helps them efficiently digest raw and wild foods, maintaining good health despite limited resources. This diversity starkly contrasts with the gut microbiomes of people in modern societies, often affected by processed foods and antibiotics. It could be a key factor in the Hadza's ability to stay healthy in such a challenging environment. However, this does not mean they are entirely immune to infectious diseases. A vital part of their diet and survival is honey. For the Hadza, honey is not only a nutritious food, but also serves as a unique form of currency in exchanges with neighboring tribes. Finding and collecting honey is no easy task. Beehives are often hidden high up in towering trees, and climbing to retrieve honey requires bravery, skill, and a high tolerance for the pain caused by the defensive swarms of bees. They climb these towering trees, reaching for the precariously placed hives tucked into crevices. To reduce bee attacks, the Hadza skillfully use smoke to disorient the bees. Once the bees are momentarily subdued, they quickly approach the hive and use simple tools to break it open and collect the honey. This task requires not only courage, but also patience, as bee stings during the process are inevitable. The Hadza's life is almost entirely disconnected from the modern world. They do not use money, have no concept of material wealth, and lack a complex counting system. Their language, Hadzane, contains only simple terms for numbers like 1 and 2. For the Hadza, everything is straightforward and intuitive, with no need for large numbers or calculations. Their entire life revolves around simplicity, from their language to their thought processes and daily decisions. The Hadza do not use calendars, have no concept of clocks, and notably do not celebrate religious holidays. Time for them is simply the natural cycle of sunrise and sunset, day and night. They rely on the rhythms of nature to guide their daily activities rather than using complex timekeeping tools. A unique aspect of Hadza life is their lack of attachment to any specific territory or group. They come and go freely, joining any Hadza group they encounter along their way. This nomadic lifestyle allows them greater flexibility in surviving the wilderness. Even marriage among the Hadza is simple and free from complex obligations. If a couple feels compatible, they can live together as husband and wife. If they no longer feel suited, they can separate without formal procedures and freely seek new partners. However, an interesting custom dictates that if a couple stays together for over 20 years, they must move in with the wife's mother. Conversely, if the couple does not see each other for about 2 weeks, they are considered no longer married. The Hadza do not have writing systems or formal education. Hadza children do not attend school like children in modern society. Instead, they learn from real-life experiences in the wild. They grow up with freedom and knowledge derived from nature, acquiring hunting and gathering skills from a young age. However, this also places the tribe in a precarious position. Despite living in isolation and preserving their traditional lifestyle for thousands of years, the Hadza are now facing unprecedented challenges. Over the past few decades, they have lost much of their ancestral land. Some studies estimate this loss at 70 to 90%, due to the expansion of agriculture and neighboring communities, diminishing their ability to sustain their traditional way of life. In addition to resource loss, the Hadza face threats from modern civilization. Tourism and economic activities increasingly encroach on their territory, bringing cultural influences and lifestyles unfamiliar to the Hadza. Efforts by the Tanzanian government and international organizations to modernize Hadza life have introduced new agricultural practices and religions. However, most of the tribe remains determined to preserve their traditional lifestyle, despite mounting pressure from the outside world. The Hadza's way of life serves as a reminder that even in an era of rapid advancement, humanity must maintain its connection to nature to strike a balance between progress and sustainability. The Hadza are not just a relic of the past. They are an important part of the future we must strive to protect. If you're inspired by the story of the Hadza, subscribe to the channel to discover more unique cultures and join us in preserving these precious legacies.